She looked me dead in the eyes and said, "You were just a placeholder." Then she laughed, like it was the funniest thing she'd ever said. Even worse, my best friend, the guy I've known since high school, stood there and nodded. That's when I grabbed my jacket, walked out without another word, and left it all behind. No dramatic exit, just peace. This morning, my phone lit up like a Christmas tree. 46 missed calls. I should have seen it coming. The signs were everywhere, but I kept brushing them off. Because when you've spent 4 years building a life with someone, you convince yourself they'd never betray it. That they'd never betray you. But betrayal doesn't wear a mask. It drips in slowly, like a leak you ignore, until the whole floor is soaked. It started subtle. Rachel started wearing makeup to the gym, which she never did before. Then came the networking events at bars I wasn't invited to. New lingerie she never wore around me. Her phone suddenly needed a password. Just security stuff from work, she said. And the biggest red flag? She stopped asking about my day, stopped laughing at my dumb jokes. She stopped being present. But I kept telling myself, she's just stressed, work's been crazy, don't overthink it. Until one night, Tuesday, I caught a glimpse of her phone on the kitchen counter. A text from Ryan Dye popped up. "You looked amazing last night. Can't stop thinking about you." And just like that, my stomach dropped. My hands went cold. I didn't open it, didn't need to, because the truth doesn't knock, it punches. That night, I didn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling, heart racing, trying to piece together all the things I'd ignored. So the next morning, I asked her straight out. She was making coffee like nothing was wrong. Humming, barefoot, wearing my hoodie, like everything was normal. "Who's Ryan?" Her hands froze over the French press. Then after a beat, she looked at me and smiled. But it wasn't the soft smile I fell in love with. It was cold, sharp, the kind you wear before a knife goes in. "Oh, that?" she said casually. "Guess it's time we talked." And then she said it. "I've been seeing Ryan for a while now. He's different. He's a man who knows what he wants. You were just safe, comfortable." Then she laughed, not cruel, not sad, like it was a punchline in a story she'd already told a dozen times. "You were just safe." The words echoed, not yelled, not whispered, just dropped, like a glass shattering on tile. I didn't yell, didn't scream, didn't beg her to stay, because something inside me had already broken. And you don't scream at ashes. I said, "How long?" She looked up from her coffee like I'd asked what the weather was. "About 7 months. 7 months. That's 200 nights of lying next to me pretending, 200 mornings of kissing me goodbye while texting him." That kind of betrayal doesn't just hurt, it rewrites your whole past. Everything we did together, every movie night, every road trip, every lazy Sunday morning, suddenly felt like a lie. But it got worse. She said, "Ryan thinks I should cut ties with you, that I've dragged this out too long. Cut ties with me, like I'm the one who messed everything up." Then she dropped the final bomb. "I told Ryan about your little proposal plan." I blinked. "What?" She smiled again, that same cold smirk. "Come on, you think I didn't notice you hiding the ring in the sock drawer? You're not slick." She sipped her coffee. I told him. We laughed about it. That's when I left the room, walked out onto the balcony. Cold air hit me like a slap, because inside the apartment we built together, I couldn't breathe. Then came Matt, my best friend, the guy who helped me pick out that ring, the guy who told me, "She's the one, man, lock it down." I called him. I needed someone, anyone. He answered on the second ring, and the moment I said her name, he went quiet, not confused, just quiet. "Matt, did you know?" Silence. Then, she told me, "A few weeks ago, the air left my lungs." "All this time, you knew?" He sighed. She said it wasn't serious, that she was figuring things out. I didn't want to get involved. I was drowning and he didn't want to get wet. So I said, "You chose staying neutral over being my friend." And you know what he said? "She was hurting too, man. It's not black and white." That's when I knew. He picked a side. It just wasn't mine. After that call with Matt, I sat in my car for almost an hour. Didn't cry, didn't scream, just sat there, staring at the dashboard like it owed me an answer. Because when your best friend chooses silence, and the girl you loved chooses someone else, you start wondering if maybe you were the problem all along. I remember driving home, not to our place, just home. That word didn't even mean anything anymore. I walked through the door. Everything looked the same, but felt hollow. Her mug was still on the counter, her sweater still on the couch, like she was coming back any second, but I knew she wasn't. And then, as if the universe wanted to twist the knife one more time, I saw her phone, the old one, still plugged in near the bed. Curiosity is a dangerous thing. I opened it. No passcode. Maybe she forgot to reset it. Maybe she wanted me to see. I wish I hadn't. There were messages, hundreds of them. Photos. voice notes, but one message hit harder than the rest. It was from her to him. He's proposing soon. I feel sick pretending, but I can't blow it up yet. Not until I know for sure that you're serious about us. Not until I know for sure. So I was a placeholder, a backup plan, a safety net, just in case he changed his mind. She didn't love me. She loved what I gave her. Security, comfort, routine. But he was her chaos, her passion, her real choice. I wasn't dumped. I was phased out, replaced in silence, smile by smile. And the worst part, I saw it coming, but I ignored it. Because love makes you blind, and desperation makes you deaf. I didn't sleep that night. I laid in bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering how long she had been planning her escape, while I was planning our forever. You ever feel that? That deep, hollow ache? It's not pain, it's not even sadness, it's just nothing. Like your soul unplugged itself and walked out the door. For weeks, I didn't talk to anyone, not even my mom. I skipped work, didn't shower, barely ate. The house was quiet, but my mind was screaming. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her smile. But now I realized it was never for me. It was always for someone else. And just when I thought I hit rock bottom, Matt texted me. You okay? No apology, no explanation. Just 2 words, like he stubbed my toe instead of stabbing me in the back. I didn't reply, not then, not ever. Because some betrayals don't deserve closure, they deserve distance. Then came the night that changed everything. It was 2:37 a.m. I was on the floor of the bathroom, lights off, phone in one hand, tears I didn't know I still had in the other. And for the first time in my life, I said something out loud that scared me. I don't want to be here anymore. Not in a dramatic way, not like the movies, just a quiet admission to an empty room. But somehow, in that darkest moment, something inside me whispered back, then get up, or stay down forever. Your choice. It wasn't inspirational, it wasn't brave, it was survival, raw, real, and just enough. So I stood up, brushed my teeth, looked in the mirror, didn't recognize the person staring back, but I knew I didn't want to be him anymore. People say healing isn't linear. They're right. The next morning I woke up thinking I'd feel better. I didn't, but I got up anyway. No dramatic montage, no gym selfies, no motivational quotes. Just quiet, small wins. Showering, brushing my hair, folding clothes, eating breakfast before 4 p.m. You know what's wild? We spend years becoming someone for another person, and then we spend months unlearning it all for ourselves. That's what I did. I stopped checking her socials, deleted old photos, boxed up the memories. Every day, I let go of something I never thought I could live without. And in that space, I started finding pieces of me. One day I passed by a mirror and didn't flinch. I looked, not happy but human, not broken, just bent. It was working. And then, just as the pieces were slowly coming back together, I saw her at the grocery store. She froze, I didn't. I nodded once, calm, controlled, and walked right past her. No words, no bitterness, no reaction. Because that moment wasn't about her anymore. It was about me, finally becoming someone I never had to lose, to feel whole. After seeing her again, I expected the old pain to return, but it didn't. There was no spiral, no playlist of sad songs, no endless overthinking, just silence, stillness. And maybe that's what healing really is. Not forgetting the past, but no longer bleeding from it. I started doing things I used to love, not to distract myself, but because I finally wanted to. Cooking dinner just for me, reading in silence, laughing with friends without guilt. For the first time in months, I didn't feel like a broken version of who I used to be. I felt new. Not better because she's gone. Better because I stayed. Because I didn't beg to be chosen. Because I stopped chasing people who couldn't see me. Because I gave myself what I'd been begging others to give me for years. Then one night I got a text. Hey, I've been thinking about you. I stared at it, not in excitement, not in anger, just awareness. Because the old me would have replied in seconds. The new me left it on read. I didn't reply. Not because I was angry, not because I was heartless, but because I finally understood something important. Some people are meant to be chapters, not the whole story. I needed to stop looking back and start moving forward, not for anyone else, but for me. The hardest part wasn't losing her. It was learning how to lose myself less. Now, I'm not perfect. I still get lonely. I still miss what could have been, but I don't lose sleep over it anymore, because I'm finally living a story I'm proud of. One where I am the main character. And that feels like freedom. Thank you for listening. If you've ever felt this way, you're not alone. And if you're still healing, keep going. There's a whole life waiting for you on the other side.